What do you want from your life? And I'm telling you now my life story. And as all of you would know, I'm very conscious about my shape and my figure. And I don't eat certain kind of flour, and I don't drink certain kind of drinks because I'm very particular. This reminds me of in January, early January, there was the 50th anniversary celebration for the Couva Government Secondary School. And I'm not advertising for them, my life is Couva Sec. And while there was this girl who was very beautiful. And one particular boy used to tell her, "Hey, you're looking like a Coke's bottle." And she was there, and the boy who used to call her Coke's bottle was there. And he called her by her name and he said, "You know, you're still in Coke, you know, but you're in a can now." And she was proud. She took it in good jest because she went on the mic and she told everybody what this man told her. And I look at myself and I said, "Wow, me too." But I was never like a Coke's bottle. I was always like a piece of stick. And then all of a sudden I got this nice, beautiful, round shape. And I did everything that was possible. I know what I wanted in life. I know what I wanted out of my life. And I was doing everything possible until it dawned on me, wait now. You know, the dieting industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And when you drive to these big cities where all this money has been spent, there's obesity. The more you diet, the fatter you get. And the less this and that you drink and eat, is the fatter you get. And the more we walk and we pound the ground every evening, we go to walk for an hour. What happens? And that's me. I'm not talking about you. Me. I have the best walking shoes. I know the best walking tracks in Trinidad. And when I go to Martinique, they take me to a nice walking track in the forest. And all of us walking there, more than 50% of us, we still oversize. And Sanatan Dharma has every answer that you would want in your life. In the human life, anything that you want, it's already documented in Sanatan Dharma. And we read it all the time, but it never dawned on me until something happened this morning. Normally I would drink my coffee at 4 on the computer, doing my mails and responding to mails. And to my surprise, there was a mail in relation to Dr. Oz. And he talking about he was given the secret of how to get rid of the craving and what causes the belly fat and what causes everything else and why the dieting industry has a big name. This morning, I never had anything to do with Dr. Oz, but Lord Shiva sent it on my email this morning. And right away, it took me to Ramcharitmanas, page 1229, Uttarakhand, the Sat Prashno Katha. And I love that Sat Prashno Katha. It is the Katha of the 7 questions for humanity. But usually when we do a 2-hour session and we start with the first one, you have to rush through the 7th one, the 7th question. I would take the 7th question today in relation to my life and see how it fits into your life. Sri Ram Jaya Ram, Sri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram, O Jaya Jaya Ram, O Sri Ram Jaya Ram, O Rama, Sri Ram Jaya Ram, Sri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram, O Jaya Jaya Ram, Sri Ram Jaya Ram, O Rama. Manas Rugat Sab Gai, Tum Sarv Gyati Pa Adhikai, O Sri Ram Jaya Ram, O Rama.
श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओ जय जय राम ओ श्री राम जय राम राम हो
सुनहु सा प्रीति मैं संक्षेप कहूँ यहाँ नीति ओ श्री राम जय राम राम हो
श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओ जय जय राम ओ श्री राम जय राम राम हो
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओ
जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम राम श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम
जय जय राम ओ
जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम राम
And the seventh question in the Prashna Katha, it deals with और संपूर्ण मानस रोग वर्णन कीजिए आप सर्वज्ञ हो. And the questioner is asking, and he's saying, you know everything. You know everything. Please explain to me briefly this something that is called manas roga. Manas roga is the disease of the human mind. And the human mind, it is the fuse box, the control power for the physical body. And medical science knows well about that, and we have spoken many times about placebos and people going to the doctor, and really it is the disease of the mind and not the body, and so many different things. We have talked about that many times. But if the seventh question in the Prashna Katha is to tell us something about the disease of the human mind. It means it is important. It is one of the key ingredients in enjoying human life. God didn't send us here to suffer. He didn't send us here to be bereft of anything. Brahma created the world, a beautiful, perfect, complete world. And then out of love for you and I, He sent us here to enjoy this beautiful world. And then sometimes you can go to the spa and do your manicure and pedicure and everything else. But because He sent you here to look good, to feel good, and to achieve good. If you don't know what you want in life, then you would be like an ayukite. You just get enough, eat, drink, sleep, excrete, procreate, and you like that, your life go. Without any objective, without any goal, without any target. And if you ask Vandana or Keshav, right now their mind would be on exams and getting first choice. And then after you get the first choice, more work and more exams, and then we're talking about that. So they're looking to reach somewhere in life, and like everybody else. And I just use Vandana and Keshav as an example. It's everybody. Because after everything else, there's still success in life is not a goalpost that you walk towards, you reach it and you stop. It is a shift in target. As your mind develops, as your body develops, as everything develops, you keep seeing over the horizon all the time. You don't reach here and you finish, stop seeing. You always look. Each time you go closer, you are seeing further and further ahead. That's what life is about. It is about shifting targets and know where to go. When you reach like Tulsi Mother, Mr. Jerry Bandan, like us, our goals are different to when our kids were small. And then our goals were entirely different when we were single people. So like that we have to understand. So first, at every point in time, you must take stock and see where you are in your life. Only then would you see where you want to go, and if you can reach where you want to go. That's the important thing. Because a lot of us know what we want, but either we're too lazy to do what we want to get where we want to go, or we do not have the willpower or the drive, or we don't know how to do it to get to where we want to go. The objective of human life is to be able to enjoy human bliss. That's what it is all about. There are several anonymous programs around the world. And it started with one where people had a problem with alcohol. And they call it Alcoholics Anonymous. And any of you who have any problem with that, you know where to go. It's every directory around the world in every language is listed. And this is where people have lost the power to control certain things. And in this case, it's alcohol. It's also narcotics, for cocaine, overeating, gambling, so many things. It's an anonymous program that helps people to get back on target. Because you like something too much, it derails you and you lose your focus on where you want to go in life and what is your purpose in life. And what struck me this morning was the 11th step of all these programs. It's a 12-step program, but the 11th step says, sought through prayer and meditation to improve your conscious contact with the God of your understanding. And this is what's going to point us. Prayer is where we talk to God, and we all like to blabber and talk to God and tell him all the things, and you go with a lot of shopping list that you want him, and if the 100 and something 50 million US lotto, somebody get it, and you didn't get it, you know, like that, you need to change your focus on this God. But the thing about it is, we all know about talking to God, and nothing wrong in talking to God. That's how you develop your communication with God. But how many of us listen to God? See? How many of us listen to God? So it is about praying, where you say your bit, and then you shut up and listen to God's bit. Because He always answers. Never would He not respond to you. Never. But a lot of us, we get older. Like me, I've crossed my 40. And you get older, and you still want to know how to achieve what you want to achieve in life. And I keep telling people, and it's not a boast, at age 40 or between my mid-40s, there was nothing again that I dreamt about as a little poor boy that I never had. And then when you realize that, when you reach to that point, then you come to understand what the rich people used to say, money is not everything. Then you understand, really, money is not everything. It brings you some comfort, but it does not bring you happiness. See? Happiness is something money cannot buy. Money cannot buy that happiness. It is something, it's a gift. A special gift that God has given you and I. He has given it to humanity that only you can give yourself. And one of the things, and one of the ways to achieve that is by understanding meditation. Meditation, it is something that would point you back to yourself. And then this beautiful over-quoted, or the two over-quoted lines in Sanatana Dharma from Vedas. Aham Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi. I am that, I am that. For the person who doesn't understand would think that is crap. Hindu brainwash. But what is happening today is to understand every country of the world, they have yoga classes. They have yoga classes. And meditation is one of the limbs of yoga. See? So last time I sat on the Singhasan, I told you where the leader of a church group has decreed that you stop calling it yoga in their church, because almost all the churches in America have yoga classes for their members. Okay? Not conducted by swamis, conducted by professional yoga teachers. And they have decreed last year not to call it yoga, because they are associating the word yoga with Hinduism. But unknowingly, Hinduism is not a religion, it is a way of life. It is a way of life that is designed for Manusya, written by Manu, the Lord of Men, who teach you how to become a complete Manusya, a complete man, a complete human being. And you cannot be a complete human being with all the money and all the nice cars and all the houses and all the everything else, but you do not have up here balanced. And today, it was really nice. Almost all the songs, the bhajans were on Shiva, the Lord of the mind. That's what it is all about. What is meditation? Why you meditate? And how do you meditate? These are some of the common questions for the seeker. And sometimes erroneously we think that when you reach Bab's age, then you're supposed to sit on a corner in the garden and meditate. No. It is for everybody, of every age group. While you achieve what you want to achieve, you need to have the technique and the art of achieving what you want in life. Science has told us that at least 60,000 thoughts rise and fall in the human mind every 24 hours. So you can imagine what happens with your life. Sometimes you hear people say, Babs, my head cloudy. Babs, I can't think. Somebody tell me, Babs, my world collapsing around me. It is not the world, because I'm standing next to you and my world is expanding, and you are standing right there and your world is collapsing. Which world is collapsing? And this is where we need to understand, start to view your world differently. You know what it is like if you take just your phone and you hold it up like this. After a little hour, Krishna has done that here on a Sunday morning service. What happens is, as the time starts ticking away, the phone gets heavier and heavier and heavier, and then you're not able to handle it. In the same way with thoughts. Thoughts are things. We think thoughts are just electrical currents or waves that's happening. They're things, real things. And when you are filled with thoughts, if you do not know which one of the thoughts to fill yourself with, is where your life becomes a burden. And the only place in the world where you learn how to fill yourself with the right thoughts is Sanatan Dharma. That's why yoga is catching up around the world. Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan Dharma teach you how to think. If you have the right thoughts in your head, if you have 100,000 thoughts rising and falling, the right ones that you cultivate, you are the happiest person in the world. But what happens when you don't have the right thoughts? The answer for that Sat Prashna Katha is right here, 2 pages ahead, page 1231, Uttarakhand. Sri Ram Jaya Ram, Sri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram, O Jaya Jaya Ram, O Sri Ram Jaya Ram,
Sri Ram Jaya Ram, Sri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram, O Jaya Jaya Ram, O Sri Ram Jaya Ram, Rama
Moha Sakal Vyakar Mula Tahi Te Puni Up Jahi Bahu Shula, O Sri Ram Jai Ram,
Sri Ram Jaya Ram, Sri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram, O Jaya Jaya Ram, O Sri Ram Jaya Ram, Rama
Bat Kaf Obha Apara Krodha Pitanita Chati Chara, O Sri Ram Jai Ram,
Sri Ram Jaya Ram, Sri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram, O Jaya Jaya Ram, O Sri Ram Jaya Ram, Rama.
And the answer to the 7th question, यहाँ मोह ही संपूर्ण रोग का मूल है, इसी से फिर अनेक प्रकार के बहुत शूल उत्पन्न होता है। काम रूपी वात, लोभ रूपी कफ और क्रोध रूपी पित्त सदा मनुष्य की छाती जलाता रहता है. And what causes these problems? Lust. Lust is that fire, that wind that push you in a certain direction, and you lose your balance and you lose your control. Lobe, greed. Greed creates a mucus in your system that makes your body sick. And it's controlled by the mind. Or krodh, anger. It is the bile that causes the imbalances in the system. And if we talk about the wind or the air in the system, the mucus in the system, and the bile in the system, all these three things, when there's an imbalance, it creates a fire inside your body. Chhati jalata rahta hai. There's fire in the system. Who causes these things in your body? You think the neighbor do it? You think God do it? We do it. Yeah? As soon as somebody is going up in life, somebody wants to pull you down because there is this something that you cannot handle with this other person going up in life. And they try to pull you down. And they would be blessed. They would succeed to an extent. But what they do not understand, they succeed in staying down. Anytime you're pulling down people, God bless you, you know. He blessed you and He give you the energy to keep grabbing. I heard the brother of a prime minister of Guyana, a former prime minister of Guyana. We were chatting on the streets of Queens and Liberty one day, and I did not know who this man was until, our friend from your country people. And he said, let me tell you something. He said, I could tell you that, you know. I come from there. He said, Indian people, we are like crabs in a barrel. So when you have Indian crab in a barrel, you don't have to cover it. No, leave it open. They cannot get out. And after then he told me, you know who I am? I said, no. And then he told me, his brother is so and so. I said, oh wow, where you learn that? I said, well, I come from there. That's where I come to New York to live. You understand what I'm saying? So the minute you like that, God bless you. He give you all the strength and all the tact, how to think, how to pull on this man, how to disgrace that one. He give you that skill, you know. But where could you be? Where do you have to be to pull down people? Underneath. The dregs in the barrel. That's where you'll be. And if you have been doing it, check yourself and see, am I not at the bottom of the barrel? Why am I at the bottom of the barrel? Because that's what I do. Okay? And we have to understand that. If you want to lift yourself up. Because it kills your body. It erodes your body. Ask any medical doctor. I'm not a medical doctor. Ask them. And they will tell you why you're sick. Because you're killing yourself slowly. And the answer is Dhairya, Kshama, Santosh, Aushadhi. The doctor for these things, you have the power to doctor yourself. Forgive. Be contented with where you are in life. But how am I going to do that, Babs? Because I'm depressed. I'm frustrated. I am this. I am that. And you are right. Because you're in a position, unknowingly you find yourself in a position, but how do you get out of it? How do you get out of it? For 2 years, I've been teaching, I've taught some people, not all women, but they were all over 65, between 65 and 82. They have money, they have house, they have everything, children, everything they have. And I taught them to sit quietly every day, twice a day for 10-15 minutes. Put a chair and look outside. Look at a tree, look at a flower plant, look at something in natural beauty, preferably greenery. And just look and admire it. Don't think. No phone call, no radio, no nothing. And it is the beginning of load shedding. I didn't want to take a 75-year-old person and put them into meditation, but I started the technique of how you start to get rid of some of these 60,000 thoughts that you have rising and falling in your head all the time. For you and I, and for this purpose here, we talk about meditation is the answer. And meditation is really discovering yourself. discovering your energy field, understanding what we have and who we are. And then you have to get somebody to teach you how to do it, or to show you. If you read it from a book, then you'd learn a technique, and you'd be stuck with a technique. Some couple months ago, I was doing a puja in central Trinidad, and the parents have been doing yoga for many, many years. And as I was talking to the shrotas, I mentioned something on meditation. I don't know what was the topic, but the word meditation came up. And immediately the mother snapped at me. And then I realized, oh, she's stuck with a technique, because she really didn't understand what is meditation. Okay? So when you learn it from a book, you will get stuck with a technique, and you will not be able to free yourself, because you're just as imprisoned as if you wasn't even meditating. The art of meditation is to discover yourself. And you will realize that inside of you, there's this hard drive, not in your head, but this hard drive that knows everything and can do everything and can achieve everything. I can achieve everything. There's a new, some mind organization in the States. New, the fellow is in his 20s, and he is already a multi-millionaire because he learned to think. And most of these Western gurus, they repackage Upanishads. One book and you sell 10 million copies. What I'm saying is, it is us, we have it. And when I am looking at everything, and I want to not to eat this and not to do that and exercise and do everything, and nothing happening, because the scale angry with me. Instead of getting lighter, it gets heavier. Then I discover the key to weight loss is in your mind. It's your state of mind. Because what caused you to put on weight? What caused you to have the one to only eat chips or chocolate? Sit on by the TV and only munch. What causes that? It's a craving inside that you really are you're not aware of. Dr. Oz talk about now saffron tablets that suppress appetite. And so I remember to put a piece of saffron in my juice this morning when I was juicing. We have all the answers. We have all the answers. The minute your mind is not at ease, your body will never be able to function properly. No matter how much weight loss you do and how much, whatever you do, you have to fix it up here first. And we come back to the point of meditation. You must know where you are in life, and you must know where you want to go in life. Meditation, one of the things meditation does is to increase your brain power and your memory power. Students need it more than anybody else, because it boosts your energy level in your brain to help you meditate, to focus, to remember, to decipher. That's what it is. So there are many, many benefits out of it. The thing about it is that the 12-step program that I mentioned, they use meditation to help you to not to let the things that bothered you bother you. Why people would become addicted? Because certain things bother them. Certain things drive them to do something. And you do use the meditation, and this is not a religion. They're just using techniques from all over the world to teach you how to not to let the things that bother you bother you. Yeah? Jerry sat down there, and so many million things would have run through his mind for this period of time. Because there's so many things that distract you, and people shoving a spear on your side, want you to retaliate. So many million things happen all the time. But how do you don't let it bother you? That is by every day spending a little time. Spending a little time in quietness. I spent a lot of thousands to build a little thing in the back there. So I'll be in the garden with the mosquitoes and everybody to sit down and meditate early in the morning. And when the sun flies, the mosquitoes get unbearable. And other noises get unbearable there. I start to run. So I fix it nicely, but I run. And then I realized, well, I could do it right in my bedroom. So I got a nice mat and I put it in my bedroom. And I'm doing the same thing. And when you miss me in the house and you know the car home, you sure sitting down on some sweet drink box in the garden under some tree. It is to discover yourself, to discover your own energy field inside of you. You enjoy meditation, give you a calm state of mind, bereft of stress, anxiety, depression. If you don't have a big garden like mine, when I first came to Nupia to live, I had a garlic box, I had an old tire, I didn't have a car, I got a tire from the tire shop and I rolled it, come home. And I got soil and I filled it in there. You can ask, my garlic box and my tire. And then eventually I got a next garlic box and a next tire. And that was my garden. And I produced things as good as what you would produce in your greenhouse. It might not be the quality or the quantity, but I did produce it. The thing about it is that you do something that will take you away from the stress and the anxieties and everything else that is making you sick, and you're not realizing why you're sick. Again, it improves your mental abilities. And most importantly, meditation develop a greater spiritual connection from you to you. From you to you. Because when we pray, Lord Shiva is there in his glory, and then he's there again in the lingam, and then he's there again on the wall, up on top, and Durga Ma is somewhere on the Bedi, and Lord Hanuman, he's there and he's somewhere again, right? That's when you pray, right? So prayer is you sit here and you pray to this God of your understanding, or the God of your love, or whoever you pray. But meditation is you take him from where he is and you convert him to look like you, and you put him inside of you. Simple that. There's no space between you and Shiva. You don't have to do anything to be in Shiva. You don't have to say anything for him to be in you. No. So you have taken him and put him inside of you, and he becomes you. Or the other way around, you become him. It is the art of where the seer and the object that you see and the verb of seeing becomes one. And in the process of being one, it becomes nothing. When you lose yourself into you, nothing matters. But when you discover the art of you discovering you, anything you want in life, any single thing you want in life, whether it's a PhD, whether it's the ideal spouse, whether it's the size of the house or the car or whatever you want, you have it. Because you have learned to connect with the source of everything. And where is the source of everything? Inside of you. So when you understand, so first you must understand where you are and what you want in life. And then find somebody to teach you how to get what you want in life. Many times when people come to see me and they are not Hindus, and sometimes they don't believe in a God, I love to deal with people like that, because I teach them how to get whatever they want. Because they don't have their mind is not tainted or is not biased. So they come with an open mind. You know, like when Hindus convert and they go to another religion, how they become so fanatical. When you get people who are not brainwashed and you teach them to do things, they do it with all their soul and mind and energy. They do it like that. When you do it like that, anything you want, you will get. But instead of converting, spend some time every day, quietly. Don't think. Maybe if you're interested, we can have some small sessions and small classes, not big class. And I will teach you a couple little techniques, and you'd go home and try it. Because it is something that you cannot learn from anybody. We could only show you the techniques and the guidelines how to do it. Only when you practice it would you be able to discover what you want. So the listening is not enough. You need to go home and try it. in that way, which is the only way you'll be able to enjoy the benefits of your life. Boliye Siyapati Ramachandra ki jai. Aarti.